Someone like
Ay, se me
Jur-E take the
sacó la...
position would
Bueno,
certainly
se
put
perdimos
Uncle
las
Tian's
entrevistas,
mind at
disculpe.
rest.
Me sacó del sistema, no sé por qué.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tian.
Pero en sí te dan una idea de los tres candidatos. Lo que se perdieron fue esto, tiene una entrevista. El candidato arrogante es bastante arrogante, pero parece ser que sí tiene conocimientos. El otro, el tipo un poquito más humanizado, este, sabes, tiene una idea sobre hacer planes que ayuden a todo el mundo, pero es una persona que tiene miedo de hablar en público. Y por último tenemos al tipo que es como que un mediador que tiene la idea de hacer muchos cambios en muchas cosas, pero tienen miedo de que quiera abarcar demasiadas cosas. Aún así, él dice que se hará responsable de las consecuencias de sus actos. Bastante interesante.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind that?
I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now, those three candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with
De
me
hecho, ya
for
está
the
como que un
longest
poquito más
duration.
estrenado el que habíamos dicho.
So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work. As for Juri, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got
Parece que
on.
lo considera un amigo.
Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see. But the young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one
Excepto
can
si eres Red
escape the
Lápiz.
cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any
Sopa de
preparation
pescado. Aquí en
required.
México tenemos algo que se llama
Fresh
caldo
fish
michi. Es
soup.
delicioso, la mera verdad.
Sounds
Pero el pescado que
tasty.
usan normalmente tiene demasiadas
Doesn't it?
espinas y es bastante laborioso comerlo.
Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special
Entonces ahí
recipe from an
vamos a
old
conseguir la
fish
receta porque dijeron que iban a haver nuevas
We've
recetas,
been
pero que solo
fishing
los
recently.
íbamos a conseguir con las
Juri
puestas.
always
de los
brings some
nuevos
extra
personajes.
ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more. That flavor makes for a fond memory.
Seguro que podrás tomarla
But
muchas
at my
veces.
age,
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back.
Como siempre, Paimon se
Do you have
desvía
a
por la
verdict?
comida.
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tien. So, it's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information from many different channels. For example,
No sé por qué siento que al final va a ganar el
Wenyuan,
gordito.
Shanghua.
Yes?
Ay, tiene ninjas.
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingguo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
Jiri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be... Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe...
That's actually not a bad idea.
El tipo que hace los tratos fraudulentos en el puerto. Sí, recuerdo a ese güey. Sé que está abajo del puente.
Huh? What's Bulai doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
even...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life.
Ah, y utilizó... Vaya, el tipo utilizó el clásico. Si tú no los quieres, yo sé dónde los dejo.
And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
De hecho, sí.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jiri. Have you heard of him before?
Jiri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Jiri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador...
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Parece demasiado planeado, la
Why
mera
are you
verdad.
asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are... Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Jury right over there.
Where? Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Yelan. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you. Try not to let him...
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Yelan.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great...
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the war...
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because he...
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Pues poner la comida. Voy a tener visitas familiares, así que voy a dejar esto por aquí un momentito. Y